Hello everybody and welcome to the SBGameFun channel, to episode 3 of the DLC Brigmore Witches from the game Dishonored. We have made it to the river. We have to get to the Undine now. And let's see where it takes us.
Wakefield is on board the Undine. He's put all of the eels on alert since Lizzie's rumored to have escaped from Coldridge. He's expecting her. You will undoubtedly be a surprise to him.
Yep. Oh, that's gross, man. Notes from a Hatter spy. Mr. Hat, there has been interesting activity since our raid on the dead eels a few days ago. It looks like Wakefield has been rooting out Lizzie loyalists and chasing them off, or making an example out of them with some gruesome killing. I don't think he's got much of a hold on this gang, and things are likely to fly apart before long. Also, I swear, I saw a woman lurking on some nearby rooftops last night, spying on the eels. She saw me looking at her and just disappeared. Perhaps you'll know what to make of that, Oscar. Man, I hope it's not the witches. TRIMBLE'S coin. Excerpts from a book of noteworthy intellectual figures. The halls of the Academy of Natural Philosophy are thought to be spaces where thoughtful discourse and enlightened tolerance set the tone for debate and learning. It is believed that reason applies above all, and the passion of the greatest minds of the empire are tempered by wisdom and custom. This is the commonly accepted vision of the place, and it is almost always accurate. Almost. Sometimes a protracted debate or disagreement can explode into conflict, and very rarely violence. Such was the case years ago in the month of Winds. A young apprentice named Piero Joplin ventured into a strange new direction of research in the preservation of mortifying tissue, a field that brought him into frequent conflict with a student called Trimble. Joplin and Trimble often debated loudly, long into the night, and the content of these arguments was well beyond the understanding of most people of the empire, the author included. The rivalry between the two natural philosophers raged for months, but it is the climax of those events that prompted this writing. The two had argued deep into the night, the debate sliding into bitter personal attacks. At last they reached a terrible accord. Their mutual hatred culminated in a duel to the death with pistols. Under the gray sky of dawn, the greatest minds of the empire, of the Isles, gathered in the courtyard in a fashion resembling schoolboys gathering to watch a bully's fight. A quiet fell as Joplin and Trimble accepted the ceremonial pistols, marked off the paces, turned and fired. Each combatant fired round after round, shattering windows, chipping masonry, and splitting plaster. The closest shot to the mark was Joplin's, whose bullet ripped through the hem of Trimble's overcoat. It was clear that the dedicated study of the learned men had made for poor marksmanship. When all their ammunition was expended, both parties stood quivering with fear and rage, but unharmed. It was then agreed that the duel would be settled with a coin flip A newly minted coin of the Empire was produced, bearing the face of the Empress Jasmine Coldwin. As it was sent spinning into the air, Trimble called heads. The coin landed tails. Joplin was declared the winner, and the feuding between the men ceased. By the terms of the dispute, Trimble was forced to leave the academy, his studies left incomplete, whereupon a dignified silence returned to the halls of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. Wow.
There's the boat. Wakefield's probably keeping himself below decks. Whatever I do to him, it will be a mercy compared to what Liz has in mind.
You see that female? Who was that?
Hey.
Who was that?
Wakefield sealed himself in the cargo hold of the Undine. Smuggling ships like this one often have a hatch underneath for dumping contraband if they get caught. Perhaps the Undine is no different.
Very funny. I hear Lord Shaw is making his way to the party by boat, with only 2 bodyguards.
What? How do you hear things like that?
I have some connections. If you see any action, give a shout. This place is dead. Pity.
Here we go. Oh, too far. Too far. Okay, first of all, make sure there's... I get everything.
Wish someone would start a fight.
Sorry about that. I saw these from up top. That was close. Any coins? Oh, there's some critters in the water and my bone charm's down there. There's a... Okay, let's go down there and get it. Ooh. Oh my goodness. She's there.
Huh? Did you spot something? Come on! Get him! You'll sleep in the river mud tonight!
What? How did I misassign all my sleep darts? Doggone it. How annoying. I wasn't trying to kill all those people.
I know something's up.
Yeah, I know something's up too.
He's as slippery as hagfish.
Slippery as a hagfish, huh?
Don't let him get back. Where'd Someone's about to get shot. Oh, come on! What?
Time to signal Lizzie.
Was that? I did not had plans to kill him, but he's now dead. I took a whole bunch of them out too. Oh, I might as well throw her overboard. I will collect. Oh, there's still some people over there.
Lizzie's boat is smaller than I remember.
I'm going to collect. Get coinage. Oh, there is a rune over there.
Daud, this is the second time now. I see something, or someone, out of the corner of my eye. But when I turn, they're gone. Someone is watching us.
Yeah, it's that crazy woman. I think it's that crazy chick. Oh, come on. It's annoying, isn't it? So right inside this building here is one. And right over here is one. Oh my god, is that a weeper?
You ever get that creepy feeling of being watched? I've had that a bunch lately.
Funny you ask that. I had this feeling of eyes on me. I looked up on the roof of that
I know you're here. Somebody give me a hand!
lazy piece of river trash. Get Get up.
Alright guys, you wanna
Get up.
play this game?
If you see him,
Let's go
scream
suck
like a
trash
bear.
out heel. Fight.
You're no scrapper.
Two can play this game, right?
Someone's about to get shanked. Somebody give me a hand. Come on, spread out. See him anywhere? Oh, I'll find you. Hey, we're gonna find your sorry ass.
Why don't you come out and dance a river shimmy with me?
Where are you?
Gotcha! Choke on your own blood.
Someone's about to get shanked.
Yeah. 4 guys. Just beat the crap out of me. Well, almost. Oh. Dang it. I saw it the last time, but I got... Ah. Anything else? Oops. Corrupted Charms. Excerpts from the Overseer's report on black market occult artifacts. The following note was found at the site of a ritual murder attached to the victim's face by 9 fishhooks arranged in a suspicious pattern. We inferred that the two parties were involved in conflict over the construction and sale of a superstitious charm. Using pieces from older, possibly damaged heretical artifacts, full investigation recommended, focused on the person named Lelika in Sarkonos. Lelika, you cheat. For months I poured coin into your pocket, paying for all the things you requested. Food and lodging at the outskirts of town, livestock with birth defects whose purpose I cannot imagine, toxic plants and alchemical materials, the baboon blood, the cartilage of deep swelling fish, dwelling fish were not cheap, I assure you. But even more costly was the scrimshaw I painstakingly acquired from a sailor during the past year, carved from the bones of whales and said to hum with powers from beyond the world. These cost me half my savings, and you swore that you would provide me with the charm I wanted. I was quite clear I had, your word that I would be able to visit Abrielle in my dreams, that I could woo her while sleeping. You promised that she would love me. Instead, you delivered to me this lump of old bones, scratched and hacked out, wired together as if made for a child. For 2 weeks I kept it close to my heart, and at night when I slept I did see Abrielle. Oh yes, I saw her lying with every one I've ever hated, rivals and enemies who've bested me in business or in sport, men who have bullied or insulted me, including my infernal older brother. I woke each morning clenching my teeth in shame and rage. Such terrible nosebleeds I suffered, and my hair began to fall out in clumps. I threw the cursed thing into the lake just to be rid of it. You told me you were a sorcerer, a simple charlatan more like. But that, as it may, I want you to know the day I decided to ruin your life. I will punish you for thinking me an idiot and taking my money. I could send an anonymous message delivered to the nearest overseer outpost, but what I've got in mind is more fitting. There is a gang that operates in Karnaca, assassins. I want you to know that all my remaining funds will be spent putting a contract on your petty head. You will never see me again, Lilika. But when the butcher's blade falls on your neck, or when the poison in your milk takes hold, I want you to remember that this is how I repay those who cheat me. Yeah, well, you missed out, bro. You blamed her for the wrong thing. There it is. I missed this the last time. Oh, it's underwater. It's an outsider shrine.
You keep surprising me, Daud. Not long ago, I watched you kill an empress and steal her child for coin. For a man like that, you went through Coldridge Prison with an awfully soft touch. I wonder, are you hoping it will change the way things work out? Maybe. Maybe not. The song's almost over, and when the music stops, we all fall down.
Oh, I got rid of everybody, just about. Let's just check around, see if there's coinage. There's homeboy's up there. go in the water, man? Yeah, let's go. Let's get her in. The engine fails to start. Okay. So now, sound horns.
Lizzie Stride is assuming control of the dead eels now. She's ordered them to give you safe passage.
Your friend Edgar Wakefield set me up to be taken by the City Watch, and you followed him. Took his orders. But you know what? I forgive you. All of you. I'm filled with love. But the following people each owe me a finger. Logan, Douglas, Bang Bang, Ferris, Pigface, the Bakers, and Annabelle.
Shit.
2 from you, Annabelle. Have a good night.
Wow. It's so mafioso. Well.
Got anything to smoke or eat? Blow off, chauffeur.
That piece of garbage, Edgar. I'm still living with his incompetence. He let the Hatters cripple the Undine.
Ship seems fine to me.
They took the engine coil. We're dead in the water.
What is it? Can we make a new one?
They don't make them anymore, not for an engine like the Undine's. We'll have to get it back.
The geezer still leads the Hatter gang, right? I'll pay him a visit.
It won't be that easy. There's a snag.
Always is. What's this one?
The geezer's about 100 years old by now. He's got it rigged so that if he dies, the whole place gets gassed. So they're real careful around him. Got him a nurse and everything. Maybe you can cut a deal for that engine coil. Turn on the charm. One of the Hatters gave me their door password in exchange for keeping the rest of his fingers. It's whalebone. I never got to use it on account of the gas. And being in jail.
Just be ready to move when I get back.
Whalebone. Restore the ship's engines. Fine geezer. The Hatters have stolen the engine core from the dead eel ship, the Undine. The ship is inoperable without it. It must be recovered before Lizzie can take you up the river to the Brigmore Manor. Okay. Rendezvous with Lizzie Stride back on the deck. So let's take a look at our... Restore the ship's engine. Travel to the textile mill. Find geezer. Recreate Granny's wedding. Sorry folks, I'm adjusting my chair a little here. I'm going to make a lot of noise. So I can sit normally again. Okay. We can still do this. We just got to find a dead carcass of a female. Do we have, how much power do we have? We have 7 runes. Yeah. Wow. So let's increase this to level 2. Right? Yes. This is acquire. I got 1 rune left. That's 3 runes. I want to summon an assassin. Summon an assassin for bend time, slow time for a short duration. Let's try this. And then we can summon an assassin for 1, a novice. And doesn't tell us how much we need to do. For 2, okay. Well, let's do. Let's summon the novice. We got 1 rune. Yeah. As Daud summons allies to join you in combat, hold the left mouse button to target a location or an enemy. Release the left mouse button to summon an assassin ally. Your assassin ally will choose the nearest enemy and attack. Yes, attack. If you target an enemy, the assassin will attack that character first, then move to the other nearby enemies. If the assassin is summoned with nobody nearby to attack, he will stick around for a while before disappearing. Okay, I picked up a bone charm. Very easily win contested interactions. I should try to. Okay.
What'd I see Daud do then?
Just because he can do strange things doesn't mean he's invisible. Don't make me take that away from you.
Yeah. I will take this though. Now that I have free reign. So I guess I'm heading back to the street entrance. Go to Draper's Ward streets. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can. Alright, here we are. Textile mills.
Heard scuttlebutt that the Watch is looking out for Rothwild now.
Bundry Rothwild? Why?
He lost control of things at his slaughterhouse. Lord Regent annexed it. State property now. Seems that Rothwild has gone underground.
Look out for the train.
Get over here.
Whoa, this. I guess this side is the Hatter side. That's not my business, man.
Come and get me. Or won't your mommy let you?
Well, the Hatter's brutal. But I can fix that. Hey, Jasper. One of the dead eels apparently trained some of the white rats to come to his side of the canal and fetch shiny objects back to him. So far they've taken a few coins and a couple of bullets back over into eel territory. Pike saw one carrying a coin and tried to shoot it, but his marksmanship is lacking. Ha! Beware of them and crush the little things if you get the chance. If one swipes one of tools or keys, something like that, you'll be a laughing stock, Baldwin. Okay. Do I have a choice on Granny Rags? Let's turn this on. Where is Granny Rags? Where's her quest? Actually, I think I'll head this way because I need to get to... There he is. Yeah, that guy. Let's make sure I don't get attacked by some hatters.
Space. See what I do then. Gotta keep my wits about me. Someone once kicked in the gob.
I have 8 of those left.
Gotta keep my wits about me.
The best of Draper's Ward, all for sale.
For sale. Oh, I managed to swipe a key, so I get whatever's in here. Yeah. Sorry, dude.
Someone's still sneaking around. Someone wants to get kicked in the gob.
Well, where is this Granny Rags?
All these rats crawling all over
Dressmaker studio. What is this?
I can tell so much about a person by their clothes.
Holy cow, dude. You
Yours
just walked
tell
right in on
quite
me.
a tale.
Look, I didn't cut your head off.
Who are you? Are you with her?
With her?
Delilah. Are you with her? No, but you don't have any roses.
What can you tell me about Delilah?
I used to make clothing for the Caldwins, you see. I adored them, especially young, precocious Emily. She was such a delight. Did you ever meet the Empress? She was so special. And I was able to count her among my friends. I had a lock of hair from young Emily, a keepsake given to me by the family when my hands grew too stiff and clumsy to work the needle. I have treasured it so.
And Delilah?
She visited me here. Such a surprise to see her, all grown up. So serious. Did you know she was once a playmate of Jessamine's? Before she was Empress, when they were both little. I thought it was a cordial visit at first, but it turned frightening.
What happened?
She made things come out of the shadows, long and grasping. I can still feel the cold on my neck. I sound mad, don't I? Perhaps I am. She questioned me and left me propped in the corner like a bolt of cloth. I couldn't move for 3 nights while she made the horrid markings you see now. Then she stole my only keepsake, my lock of hair from dear, sweet Emily. Ah, Emily, where are you? Damn that Corvo, and damn Delilah.
Wow. Misinformation is still out there. A note from Lady Boyle. My dearest friend, my costume ball will require 3 tailored outfits that are perfectly matching except for color. We are going to play a game with our guests, you see. I am saddened to hear of your deteriorating hands and the hard times on which you have fallen. As you were my first choice to craft these costumes, I will mention your physical difficulties to my doctor at the party. Perhaps he can be of some service to you. Farewell, Waverly Boyle. Waverly.
Half the city's dead. We won't make it 3 more months.
Thank you. $100 coins. Let's. Homeboys.
Half the city's dead. We won't make it 3 more months.
The heck is out there? Sorry guys, I came for the moolah. And a book. History of Draper's Ward. Excerpts from the District of Dunwall, a recent book. This chapter will focus on the once lavish Draper's Ward before the reign of the Caldwin dynasty. The locale held none of the prestige that it has so recently enjoyed. Draper's Ward was once a simple manufacturing hub for fabrics and textiles, exporting raw weaves to all corners of the empire. Water-driven mills turned day and night to meet the needs of the rapidly expanding cloth industry. For decades, Draper's Ward supported a modest trade until key manufacturers began relocating factories to Serkonos and Morley. The price of labor in those places was much lower, and the limited availability of Dunwall riverfront property, which was required to turn the mills, made the operation possible. At the end of this period, declining production and abandoned factories created an opportunity for a new generation of skilled, ambitious industrialists. A loose confederation of clothing merchants, including some such luminaries as Percy Oliver, Agatha Chesney, and Mortimer Hatt, established a new model of business, high-end clothing that was designed to appeal to Dunwall's elite, sold at substantial markup. The best sartorial designers from across the empire were lured to the boutiques of Draper's Ward, where they found themselves freed from the need to solicit patrons. In fact, they were elevated to high society, courted and pampered. The power and influential began to frequent the new Draper's Ward, paying any cost to be seen in the latest styles. The district was wildly successful. Extravagant wealth and luxury among the proprietors and designers became the norm. But not all was glamorous and fun. Reinventing Draper's Ward was an expensive project, and investigations into the source of capital funding this revitalization often led to dead ends. It was commonly whispered that Mortimer Hatt had been a ruthless gang leader in his early years, and it was a very poor secret among the City Watch that he still commanded a private army of hardened men that would protect his interests. A terrible truth emerged over time. While the designers and merchants held court in exclusive boutiques, the mills and factories that produced the clothing were houses of suffering and abuse. Despite the coin generated by their businesses, the workers who stitched the garments never took part in the flow of wealth. Instead, Hatt's men enforced brutal work conditions on them. As this corruption intensified, with violence occasionally spilling out into the open streets, the well-to-do declined further invitations to shop at the boutiques. Business fell precipitously, and now the rumor of a plague looming on the horizon, the golden age of Draper's Ward, may soon be at an end. He wants the grenades. What is that? Complaints from the Dead Eel Guard. This post is awful. I almost broke my neck getting up here, and all day the Hatters keep taking shots at me like I'm some kind of carnival game. This morning I saw some lady up on the glass roof across the canal, and it kind of has me worried. I think she looked right at me. How did she get there? Are the Hatters recruiting ladies now? Anyway, since she's been up there, I can barely make out this thing she left behind. I can't tell what it is from here, but come nightfall, I might just climb up there and have a look. Gotta be wary of that arc pylon they set up down there. If they have the kind of gear, they're just outmatched. I wish Lizzie was back. She'd get us out of this. Okay, that was that lady I saw, but that was back over there, was it?
How did it pass me by? All the others down with the sickness.
Someone wants to be kicked and stopped.
Half the city's dead. We won't make it 3 more months.
Is that?
Okay. I'm gonna stop goofing off, and I can't find the Granny's wedding. I had the wedding band, I just don't remember where to go. Bring groom. activate it, but it's not giving me any markers. So I think
Just
I'm.
let him show his face. See what I do then.
So I'm going to just,
What?
like I said, I'm going to just switch over objectives, go back to the main quest, and just leave Granny Rags out of it.
Let's get
Cut
this
this
guy.
bastard up for the hangman.
What?
You're no scrap.
Die, you crusty bastard. Oh, I'll find you. Just a matter of time.
Oh, here's Granny Rags. Okay. Lady with the...
Come out. Aha! Over here.
Gotcha. Get a gas hook in his belly. Oh, I'll find you.
I might get a rune or something. Got a rune! Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I found that. So let's textile mills is that way, huh? Oh. It's in the Hatter's territory. Don't want to deal with anybody right now. Alright, let's do a quick save. Whalebone, right?
What's the password?
Travel to the textile mill.
Whalebone.
Come in, Hatter.
Come in, Hatter. Draper's Ward Textile Mill.
Sir, the Hatters are using the textile machines to make shrouds for the plague dead.
Now we know why they took the engine coil.
The man who runs the Hatters is more cunning than he looks. He can flood this place with a toxic gas. In time, it'll eat through our air filters. You may have to make a deal.
Do I?
Who just went through here?
She had Corvo Otana with her. They weren't wearing no clothes.
Keep your head on. I was just Yeah? Well, since you're such a genius, it ought to be real nice. So go check it out.
Fine. I don't know why you're worried about nothing.
The fuck are you looking at? Blow off, chopper.
Oh, that was close.
Heard something. Must have been.
All these guys spit and gargle crap. Just disgusting.
What was that? Any fools settled in over here? Heard something.
Man. Come on back, buddy. I got a sleep dart for you.
Who's making that noise? Knock it off.
That must be a way in without having to go in.
I told her to keep the children inside. I told her.
Must have been rats.
I can't shoot the barrier.
What?
Hey, oh, that was that guy's head. Oh. I have 10, I only have 7 of that. So, how many charms do I have? I have 2. There's a jail cell right there.
This whole place has gone to the hounds. I have to keep this position. He says to bring a bottle, I bring a bottle. He says to bring food, I bring food.
What the?
Must have been rats. Huh. I know something's up. If someone's messing with me...
All the rats. Oh, that door was blocked anyways, I couldn't. Did I trigger an alarm? And where is this? Oh, there it is. Bull rat fetus. Oh Lord, have mercy. something underground out there. The rat plague. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The body of the rats tell its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town, in the slums, exhibit the oldest strain of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered our city, exhibit the younger strain of the plague. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue to research. If nothing else, I am living proof that Sokolov's elixir and Pierrot's remedies are very effective at protecting against the plague if one consumes enough of the stuff. Oops, sorry. Oh, it's down below us. And there's guards above us. So let's take a walk downstairs. And see what's below us. The engine room. Okay, this is where we... This is where we're gonna go for our... Restore the ship's engine. Search the engine coil in the textile mill. Gone to look at the water flow situation in the sewers. If you need access to the engine room while I'm away, talk to Nurse Trimble. He's the only person with a door combination. Pete. Shoot. There's an actual combination to get in. Well, there may be another access, but it will require extracurricular activity. Okay, they're all on the floor above me. 3 of them. Two on the ground here, on this floor, and 1 going up. Alrighty, back to the game. Sorry, my wife and my kids came home from school. My wife dropped by to talk about tonight's dinner. So I only have 4. Whoa. Is he coming back down? Yep, he's coming back down. I waited too.
Smoke or eat? Huh.
Someone's about to get shaped. I know you're here. Oh, I'll find you. Oh, please, no, no, no! Where are you?
I need help. Please help me.
Someone's about to get shaped.
Someone help.
Where'd you run off? Run at night.
Where'd that lady run off to? Ugh. Okay, she's have no trouble.
Someone's still around. Gotta keep my eyes. Someone's still crawling around. I know you're here.
Darn it.
It's just a matter of time, buddy. Where are you?
Oh, I'll find you.
Help me look for
It's just a matter
Come
of
on!
time. Yeah! Please!
The history of Lizzie Stride. Excerpts from the listing of known underworld elements. Little is known of Elizabeth Stride's origins except that she hailed from Morley, rumored to be the daughter of a seamstress and a traveling cloth merchant. Stride was forced to flee immorally in her early years after strangling an abusive schoolmaster. She smuggled herself out of the city, disguised as a boy, and became a powder monkey on a Navy ship. The ruse worked for a time, allowing her to see wonders and horrors that men in her society had always been that women in her society had always been denied. Her high spirits, charisma, and fierceness propelled her to the top of the pecking order in a small ship-bound community of children, and they grew loyal to her. Inevitably, her deception was discovered by the ship's surgeon when she was injured during a storm. Before the doctor could report her, she rallied her powder monkeys to toss the man overboard. A bloody fight ensued, but their brief mutiny was crushed and many of her followers were put down. In the chaos, Lizzie and a handful of loyal boys managed to abandon ship in a skiff. Afterwards, they found employment for a few seasons with a cartographer, working along the coast of the Pandician continent to map estuaries. There, the crew of the children grew into experienced and savage fighters. With the conclusion of the mapping expedition, the crew sailed back to Bristol. Once in Dunwall, Lizzie and her hardened friends carved a space for themselves in the street culture of the city. Their nautical experience had them at home at the Wrenhaven River, a territory previously unclaimed by any gang. They recruited former sailors, pirates, and defectors from other gangs. She took an unlikely lover, a naval aristocrat that arranged for her to carry merchant marine papers, giving them legitimacy in the eyes of the government, and allowing her to sail through the territory normally restricted to merchants. Some of those same powder monkeys from their early years still follow her, helping pilot their cargo boat and the Undine up and down the Wrenhaven on smuggling missions. As the leader of the Dead Eels, Lizzie has an almost mythical reputation for ferocity. She files her teeth to points and is even rumored to have webbed toes. Her enemies fear her unpredictable violence as much as they despise her. I came to collect stuff. Coinage, no coins. Metallic salts. Okay, I got everything I could get out of here. Okay. Okay, I must have missed something. There's a key here somewhere. Check the walls here. Books, walls. Could be hanging from a wall for all I know. Jeez. Scared the crap out of me. Oh. I thought I heard something coming outside, a noise. If you guys hear a lawnmower, I apologize. Both those doors are locked. Okay, I can't get in. So therefore I must... I think I have to... do a quick save. Nurse Trimble's lab. Empty vial. The Effects of Whale Oil on Gastric Humors, Volume 2. Excerpts from the Natural Philosopher's Notes on the Effects of the Whale Oil on Gastrointestinal Functions. My primary patient is no longer mobile. A loss of bone density coupled with the amount of organ maintenance that I have to perform on a daily basis means that he will be bound to a chair, or a bed for the unforeseen future. While this greatly agitated the subject at first, he quickly grew too fatigued to offer further protest. I cleared a room close to my lab, but with the access to the mill so he could continue to give orders. Update. After 3 weeks of regression, the yellowish sores have reappeared around implantation site C. I was holding out hope for a full recovery, as the highest concentration of whale oil was pumped into this site in particular. Gross. Okay, there's a bunch of vials here, empty vials, so I assumed that we could use these to create some type of concoction for him, or to poison him or something. Timber calibration. The calibration of my experiment timer is slightly off. This should be fixed immediately. I like to check on my experiments immediately after the bell chimes. I have this all perfectly timed from the bell ring to the walk to my lab. This should be a top priority after you return from restoring the water flow in the sewers.
Trimble's got good handwriting, which makes me distrust him.
Let's listen to this. The antitoxin formula needs the following: oxrush flower, buy more from Jerome in the Draper Ward, bull rat fetus, one in the dry storage room, and metallic salts, some on the manufacturing floor. Empty bottle. So, I guess get the code to the engine room door lock. Okay, hold on here. I'm gonna save it real quick. Combine ingredients to create antitoxin. Yes.
Wakefield's miscalculated badly. I predicted this would happen, of course. A man like Wakefield knows which end of a knife is for stabbing, but not much else. What's that? Oh, stop complaining, old man. I'm giving you a legacy. What were the Hatters before I arrived? I'll tell you. A shadow of their former selves. The butt of numerous jokes, in fact. Why did the Hatter piss in his own hat? What did the Hatter do with his last bullet? And so on. The answers aren't worth repeating. Leadership. That's what was missing. But with the embarrassing defeat at the hands of the Bottle Street Boys of all things. There now. You mustn't become agitated. You'll inflame your arteries, which will only cause you unneeded agony. I can ease the pain, but only if you promise to behave yourself. No? Ah, that reminds me, I must see Jerome about getting more Oxrush. I'm fresh out.
Okay, options. Let me take a look at that again one more time. See if I missed anything up here. I took an antitoxin, so I assume that's going to prevent my becoming incapacitated. So I guess I don't know of any other options I have. I'm going to have to go in. But I'm going to do a quick save real quick. And
My name's Daud. I'm looking for Lizzie Stride's missing engine coil. I'm giving you a chance to make a deal.
Yes, sir. Very reasonable offer. Geezer here says you're in luck. We only need that engine coil because someone shut off the flow that turns our water wheel. I sent men into the sewers to restore the flow, and not one of them came back. But what stopped them won't be a problem for the famous Daud, will it? When the water flows, I'll give you the engine coil. Here's the key to the sewer entrance, and it's a pleasure to do business with you, Mr. Daud. The Hatters will behave themselves, as long as you keep your end of the bargain, Daud.
all right. Anything here I can pick up while I'm here? Oh, it's right here. Do a quick save. Actually, we'll do it down there. Right here. And that is it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I took it a lot longer than I had anticipated. It's almost an hour 15-minute episode, so hopefully you enjoy it all. And if you like the content, please subscribe and click that bell notification so you'll get notified when new episodes are up. And come on back for the future episodes. Until then, have a good one.